Hey everyone, this is the Autism Hour, because we haven't figured out a new name, episode 3.
Technically four.
Oh, yeah. The first one was, this is a spiritual successor.
Okay. This is three with me.
Yeah, this is like Red Dead Revolver and Red Dead Redemption. And then, Red Dead My Suicide.
Except Red Dead Revolver sucked.
Yeah, sort of like every Rockstar game like 20 or 15 years ago. I won't
GTA,
admit it, but
no.
GTA was kind of shitty back then too.
No, it wasn't. It
GTA was only
good.
good because you could like beat the fuck out of civilians.
Yeah, it was great.
Oh man.
Dear God.
Actually, I
Anyway,
used to play GTA at like a young age. My parents always got mad.
I did too, but whenever I was your age, at that age, it was probably like GTA 2 or 1 or something.
Yeah, because you're old and you're gonna die before me. Just kidding, just kidding, because I'm fat.
I mean, you can always get unfat.
Yeah, that's coming. But so anyways, we usually start off with reading the fucking news. Then, of course, we have a confirmation bias because we only look for like news that is insane.
True.
We don't really look for like normal news. But North Korea threatening to nuke the U.S.
This time it might be for real.
Kim Jong-un's nuke is his tiny boner.
Because I mean, if you look at it from a certain perspective, yes, you could view their threats as saber rattling, but this is pretty serious. There's a point in time in which the saber rattling becomes like you have to do something or else you're just a pussy.
I feel like we should get Obama to challenge Kim Jong-un to a fucking boxing match.
Not even that, like maybe like one of those old style like duels where like he slaps Kim Jong Un with a glove and like they take 10 paces back from each other with revolvers.
I feel like Obama, have you seen, like, I'm pretty sure he has, like, a full six-pack.
He is definitely a built motherfucker.
I'm pretty sure Obama would, like, chimp fucking Kim Jong-un the fuck out.
Yeah.
He'd have Kim Jong-un out for the fucking count.
I get this. I mean, Kim Jong Un is like he's not even like the kind of fat where like you're muscular. He's just a doughy like boy.
Yeah. Like
He's
it's something. I feel like
not even powerful chubby, just straight up
sumo
like
sumo chubby,
yeah,
but not in like a meaningful way because sumo wrestlers are huge. He's just like
massive.
fat, but not like fat enough to be a sumo wrestler.
No, he's like that guy who's like 30 or 40 and never lost his baby fat and he looks like he should be a dictator
He looks like he should eat a dick.
with taters.
You know, North Korea, like, you can go there on vacation. It's weird.
But the question is, though, why?
Just
Why
the
would-
novelty. I don't... Nothing to see
It'd be
there. Come on.
fucking horrifying. I'd be scared to be there.
Why?
I feel like it'd have like a bad like air to it, like a bad vibe of some sort.
Apparently
Just
it's
like
really weird, but it's like a nice experience to, like, do. It's just there's, like, a lot of rules, obviously. But you can go to, like, you get to go to, like, a bar, or, like, the bars and stuff like that with a guide.
I guess scare was the wrong word. Maybe like heebie-jeebies, perhaps.
Yeah. They say it's weird because, like, everyone acts a certain way and stuff like that.
So they don't get shot and taken out
Yeah.
back and get a bullet in their head.
Pretty
Like,
much, like, I think they say too, like, your guide, like, how much they let you do depends on just how they are and how nice you are to them and stuff.
Yeah, that
Like,
makes
one guy
sense.
smoked weed with his guide.
I guess Dennis Rodman did something wrong because that ass wasn't allowed back.
Well, no, he's allowed back. The U.S. didn't want him to. The media, like, fucking crucified him.
I think it was a good thing because it gave you an inside look. But I mean, like people were like, "Oh,
He was, like, being overly friendly, I'd say.
I think I would overcompensate just so I wouldn't be seen as like having alternative.
No, but he,
motives.
like, did it without being asked. Like, he, like, sang him a happy birthday just because he heard it was his birthday.
Oh,
He did he did some weird, like, stuff, because Dennis Rodman's a fucking crazy person who I wouldn't cross in the street. I wouldn't cross the same fucking street as him. I would run in the opposite
if I
direction if I
saw
saw
him like
Dennis
in a
Rodman.
dark alleyway, I would turn the other direction immediately.
Even if I knew it was Dennis Rodman, I would.
Yeah, no question.
Yeah, no, and then he started crying when they told him maybe he shouldn't, like, do that kind of stuff.
What do you mean?
You don't want me to go back, man? I won't go back. I'm Dennis Rodman. I'm Dennis Rodman. I got the green hair.
A fucking freak.
No one will ever love me. I'm Dennis Rodman.
If you're listening to this podcast and your hair is a color that's not human hair color, you're a freak, alright?
What if Dennis Rodman, like, fucking, like, hears this and then he's like, I'm gonna fucking kill those kids?
Bring it. I'll have the fucking wrist breaker ready for his ass.
I think fucking Dennis Rodman would kill both of us.
Nah, I would fucking slit his throat. And looking for an excuse to fuck Dennis Rodman, don't trust me.
I feel like if it was like just a real fight though, like not like no cutting throats, he would fucking beat you.
I don't know.
How tall is he first? I'm pretty sure he's like huge.
No, I don't think he was the tallest basketball player around.
He's a fucking power forward, dude.
My ass is... Hold on. Let me look it up.
I'm looking it up. No, I got it. He
Fuck
is,
yeah.
Let me look it up. Alright. 6.8 feet. He's 6'8". He's 6'8". Almost 6'9".
He's got 8 inches on me, alright? That means like I'm quicker than him. I can parry him.
I feel like he's, like, also, like, a former athlete. I'm sure he still, like, trains.
Maybe, but then again, he probably does a lot of drugs, too.
I wouldn't fuck with Dennis Rodman, even now. Like, I feel like you're underestimating Dennis Rodman.
Even if I got my ass handed to me, I would still be able to say I fought Dennis Rodman, which is
That is true. That is true. You have to hope he didn't, like, beat you to death. Those
like,
big
if I
fucking
lost,
arms.
like, oh man, he kicked your ass. Like, yeah, he fucking kicked my ass. He's a former athlete, like 8 inches taller than I am. Fuck you.
Yeah, he's fucking Dennis Rodman. He has those. You could pull his facial piercings out. He
Yeah, I
looks
get,
like a fucking
I get a
bull.
strong magnet and just like jerk his face forward and kill him.
You could get, yeah, you could like pull him out with a magnet, or like he looks like a bull. Like I swear to God, with those fucking piercings, those stupid
Laptop,
piercings.
you know?
What?
Just like in Breaking Bad with a laptop. Remember that?
Yeah, I'd hit him with a chair. That's all you gotta do. Go WWE on Dennis Rodman.
You could just fall to the ground and confuse him and pull out a knife and just like slice his ankles open. He'd fall down.
Do you ever notice that Andre the Giant didn't sound French? He sounded retarded.
Yeah, I didn't even know he sounded French. I just
He
thought
was French.
sounded
He's French. Yeah, I didn't know that either. That's his accent was like French. I always thought he was like Russian. I always thought he was like Russian though, because his name was like Andre, but apparently Andre is like a French name.
Yeah, that's a French name.
Apparently Andre the Giant was also a fucking racist.
Yeah, he hated people whose skin color was different from his.
That's pretty funny. It's sad because he was like a really good person as well.
See, that's the thing about it is like Andre the Giant was a huge racist and all that stuff, and like
Yeah.
Hulk Hogan says the N-word, and like all of a sudden like he's removed from everything on WWE.
That's because like if you remove Andre the Giant from things, I think they were afraid that like if they shut him down like they do with Hulk Hogan, that he would have went like Hulk on everything.
Yeah.
They'd be like, Andre, your services are no longer needed, and he's like, why? And they're like, you said the N-word, and he's like, Andre smash. He starts like beating the shit out of Vince McMahon.
I hate black.
I hate the blacks. I hate them. And he starts like beating Vince McMahon up, smashing the desk. Apparently, he could lift a car by its front axle.
Really?
Yeah.
I could see that.
Well, yeah, he was he was 7'4", he weighed 520 pounds. God damn.
How tall was he?
7'4".
Jesus Christ.
God damn. What else we got? Oh yeah, you wanted to tell me about that Calico fucking chameleon.
Alright, so I forgot the guy's name, excuse me. If you could look it up, that'd be helpful. But basically, this guy who ran Retro Game Magazine, and he also did some other, like, he ran something else too, I forgot what. But it was, basically he was a respected member of the community, people trusted him, you know, he was a stand-up guy, and I guess he had this idea for a new console that used cartridges, and that was basically harkening back to the old days where there was no internet connection. You just put the game in, play it. It was a full game.
Yeah.
Which wouldn't work, obviously, like nowadays, just outright.
Yeah.
Because we're pretty reliant on patching incomplete products when they're put to market. But so the plan gets put into motion. He buys the machinery and the molds to make Atari Jaguar shaped consoles. So it's gonna be shaped like Atari Jaguar out the gate, which is questionable because that's just weird. And he the idea was for it to have something called an FPGA, which I forgot what it stands for, and I don't really know a lot about it, but I guess like it would have cores that emulated certain consoles, so you could like program new games using those consoles applications. And also it had like modern time, architecture, like you could play indie Steam games, stuff like that. So we've already seen some problems here. You'd be paying more money for a physical form, a cartridge of a game you could probably buy for a percentage of what that costs on Steam, so it's already a problem. Why would you do that? That's just dumb. Yeah. And also, let's see. It came out that it was using these weird, like, third-party Wii U controllers that had 2 analog sticks, four directional buttons, 4 face buttons, and like 4 triggers, I guess. Decent amount of buttons, whatever. So that was already weird too. Like, why are you using I guess not like a competitor. I don't know why Nintendo would compete with this console specifically. And
I don't think Nintendo would even worry about it.
Okay, so fast forward. There's a lot of things wrong with it already. It's just a pie in the sky idea that really is not plausible. So they started a Kickstarter for it, which I'm not sure how, because in order to have a Kickstarter, you need a working prototype of some sort. I don't think they even did. So they wanted $2 million for this, which is
cardboard
insane.
box console.
Yeah, it's absolutely insane. $2 million is not feasible for this kind of product. Maybe I think 300,000 would be a more conservative amount to ask for. And even then, I don't think that's ludicrous. So it doesn't get funded, obviously. And
how much did it get? Anything?
I don't think it got.
I guess I could look it up. But...
I mean, if you want to fact check some of this stuff, it's fine.
No. Just like I want to know how much he got. For people were like,
So what happened was the Kickstarter got taken off, obviously, because no one was donating shit to it. So they got some private investors who basically say, we want this to happen, make it happen. They didn't really know a lot about it. I think they just threw money at it and wanted to see it happen. So some people get on board with it. This company called Collector Vision, who makes new games for old consoles like the SNES, stuff like that. They're making some game called Sydney Hunter and the Caverns of Death, I think, as a pack-in game for it, like built into it or something. I don't know. And the different Kickstarter tiers for it, and it may have been for the Chameleon that came out later, but I think it's for the Retro VGS. Like, if you bought the games piecemeal and then bought the console, it'd be cheaper than the tiers at which you bought the game and the console, like in the Kickstarter. So it was pointless. It was stupid. The tiers weren't planned out very well. The whole thing wasn't. So that all goes to shit for a little while. He kind of goes under the radar, and he eventually contacts a parent company that owns the rights to the name Coleco. So he buys the rights to use the name. Like, it's not even Coleco doesn't exist. They're not a company. Like, they're not like they haven't done a console in forever. I don't even know what the last one they made was. I think it was just the ColecoVision. Yeah, I think that was it. And so they started a new Kickstarter. I think for actually at like that conservative amount that I mentioned earlier was $300,000 for a Coleco fucking Chameleon. So what we have here is a console that has a Atari Jaguar shell, and television controller ports, and it's called the Coleco Chameleon. It's just a shit show. So they show it at the New York Toy Fair, I believe. It was one of the biggest toy fairs, ever, and they have a working prototype running. Problem is, though, they have pictures of it too, and you clearly see the cartridge is a SNES flash card, and if you look at the back of it, it uses the proprietary, Nintendo AV out, which is like the square-shaped one with like the red, yellow, and white, and also you clearly see also that it had a power adapter for it that had multiple outputs, and they're for Sega Genesis and NES.
Yeah.
And it basically was one of those third-party ones you buy now because
like the fucking ghetto vision that you buy at Walmart.
Yeah,
Whatever.
exactly. And then, so the outputs of these things also match perfectly an SNES Model 2. So what you're looking at basically is they hacked together an SNES and put it inside of a Atari Jaguar shell, and said that this was they said that this was their prototype. They
Oh my
said that
god.
this, yeah, and people like found this out immediately, so they get
Fuck,
called out
that's
on
good.
it. They don't say much about it, and then the next time they show it, like he's like basically saying "fuck you" to the haters. It is a see-through Atari Jaguar shell with a circuit board inside of it. And the circuit board was a fucking capture card for a PC made in maybe like early 2000s, and like what the fuck? Like what is wrong with this person? I don't know what to think. Is he a crook? Because I don't think anybody lost any money from it. I don't think that any innocent person lost money out of their pocket because the Kickstarter gets refunded obviously when it's not funded. Maybe investors. But like, this guy just stupid. Like, did he just like, think of this idea and like just couldn't do it? And people were like saying, "Okay, do it." And he's like, "Okay, I'll do it." And then he just like didn't know what to do because it's an
Yeah.
absolute fucking unmitigated disaster. I even what I've told you so far doesn't do it justice.
God damn. You know, the amount of like Kickstarter scams is really like hilarious because they're always so stupid. Like, there are always things where I'm like, how did these people not get that this was bullshit?
It's not even the fact that was bullshit. It seemed like okay, like the average consumer doesn't know what the fuck anything is. They don't do the research. They don't care. They just want to buy something that's promised to them in a nice
Yeah.
package, take it home. And people like sites like Gawker and Gizmodo and Engadget, you know, or well, maybe not Gawker. Is that even a site anymore? You know, like Kotaku, shit like that. They weren't doing the research. They were just reporting on this product that, like, if you did the slightest amount of research on this thing, you would see that it was bullshit. And they were just like, oh, check it out. This guy's doing a new cartridge-based console to harken back to the old days. It's like you're a shitty journalist.
Yeah.
I've done more research than you have, and I don't even have your job.
Then again, being a journalist isn't the most prestigious job because you can call yourself a journalist like easily.
Yeah. I think that's wrong though. Like there should be a certain standard you held up to.
There never would be though, because like, where do you draw the line? Like, I run a successful blog. Am I a journalist? Even though I employ myself. Like, it's you know what I mean?
It's kind of like if I want to call myself an artist, I go to Michael's and get some canvas and like some paints and just splatter the fucking paints everywhere. Like I'm an artist. Fuck you. It's like, well, technically yes, you are an artist,
You're
but
just also gay.
you're also a piece of shit.
Yeah. Kickstarter is so funny because people post the dumbest shit on Kickstarter. Like, have you seen
like,
some of these?
There was a blog called Shitstarter, and it was really amazing.
Is that not a thing anymore?
I think they just stopped posting on it.
There's a Tumblr for it. The graveyard for. Oh my god. You know. The amount of like, I'm not even talking about like bullshit like this. Like this list like bad Kickstarters. Like I'm talking about like people asking for money for the dumbest things.
Oh, you mean Anita Sarkeesian's versus women in video games?
No, I mean like people saying like, give me
That was
money
pretty
so I can buy an
fucking dumb.
iPhone.
That was a blatant scam because that show did not cost that much
Oh
to
no,
make.
no. There's like
She just-
videos of her buying like really expensive shoes too and stuff.
Oh yeah, she did because she's using her ideology as like a platform to like give people like your money.
She's
That's all it
smart
is.
though. She is smart. Like you gotta, we're criticizing her, but I'd say we've planned to do like morally corrupt things like that too.
I'm certain, but like she's not It's like I'm not fucking up somebody's entire hobby because of this shit though. I do.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, I probably would for like 200 grand. I would.
I mean,
wouldn't?
maybe $1 million for me.
I'd do it for 200. Are you fucking with me?
Like
She hasn't done that much bad. Like she's a bad person, but she has. It's not like she's destroyed gaming. I would do I would fuck up someone's hobby for 200. Like not fuck up. I would kind of put a rift in a hobby like that for 200 grand. In fact, I'd probably do it for 50 grand because I would invest it, so it wouldn't matter how much. But then again, I'm also like a piece of shit, so
I think it depends on the hobby. If it was like
taxidermy.
Yeah, if taxidermy or people wearing tumblers, then yes, of course I would do an art.
Could you imagine? Like fucking up taxidermy? Could you imagine if somehow somebody fucked up all of taxidermy?
a very tight-knit taxidermy community.
No one would care because it's
Yeah,
taxidermy.
they have a popular taxidermy people would just rail you in the media.
Yeah.
Actually, story, the guy from Game Grumps, his
Like
ugly
Norman
ass,
Bates?
yeah, his ugly ass pig looking wife that does taxidermy.
No, I mean Norman Bates, like, as in he did taxidermy too. And remember in Psycho?
Oh yeah, okay.
He was like, I like the owls or whatever the fuck. I haven't seen Psycho in a long ass time.
I just wanted to.
I think it was a very overrated Hitchcock movie.
Yeah,
I like Hitchcock, but
I just wanted an excuse to make fun of Aaron Hansen's wife. She's disgusting.
uh,
Not only is she weird looking, but she's also morally reprehensible too. That's a different story for a different day, though.
the Charlie the Unicorn guy, you know that? The guy who made that?
What does he do now?
He has he does still make good stuff. Like, he made the llamas, whatever, the llamas with hats, which I didn't mind at first.
Yeah.
It became too trendy, though. Everyone was like, Carl, that kills people. Ha ha ha. Do you get it?
That was like school YouTube, though.
Yeah. But he's making a fucking Kickstarter, Charlie the Unicorn, the grand finale, that he apparently wants money for, and it's raised $150,000. I feel like this... Like, he wanted $35,000. I feel like I want to know why he needs...
Probably the unicorn. More like, I need my fucking last paycheck.
He's saying that he wants money because it'll take so much time, not because anything that he's going to do other than that will cost money. Huh.
Yeah, he basically.
He's also saying, he said, it says, what will this money be used for? And it says, it will be used for paying bills and keeping me fed, even though he has a very popular YouTube.
See, he's not even hiding it, though. I think that's not quite as morally reprehensible as like show for
No, but like I'm just gonna look here at his most viewed. He's getting around like 400,000 views a video.
How many videos does he upload though?
Let me check. He made a video a week ago, one 2 weeks ago, one a month ago, another a month ago, another 2 months ago. I can just do a fucking calculation of YouTube profit.
Well, I mean, think about it like this though. Game Grumps uploads 3 videos a day, and they all get like at the very least 200k views, if not more.
Yeah, Game Grumps makes a lot of money. No, but I'm saying like it's pretty clearly like here I'll fucking.
So he can't make that much money if it's 400k and like he makes a sporadic video.
He's getting 140,000 views a day. So his estimated monthly earnings are from $1,000 to $16,000.
A month?
Anywhere from that, yeah.
That's a big. Those sites aren't reliable though.
They're somewhat reliable. It's a gap because they don't know what he puts his clicks per minute at. That's the thing. Like, but if they paid him say 20 or like 50 cents. What do you call it? 50 cents per CPM. Which is fucking, I don't know, fucking whatever it is. It's how many people look at the ad. Then he would be getting like $2,000 a month, which is not a lot of money, but like I still feel like he's you know what I mean? He's asking for like a ton of money.
He probably does make a comfortable paycheck to like live on, but he's probably looking for his big passion.
Yeah, I'm not saying that he's like morally apprehensive. I'm saying that it's pretty obvious he's cashing in. He doesn't need the money.
That's why I'm saying it's not either, because like at least he's not hiding it.
Yeah.
Or dressing
Actually,
it
there's
up.
some good Kickstarters I'm looking at right now. Like, but yeah, like there's so much shit on Kickstarter, like just garbage that you have to trawl through. Like things that I look at and I'm like, this is retarded. Like
I like to call it Kickstarter.
That's good. That's a good one, you fuck.
Speaking of which,
Israel.
Nuke Israel.
Dreidel, 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 there's a dick in my ass.
I gotta get filter fish in my vagina hole.
You know, we should do like an Israel or a Jewish song gay version.
Yeah.
Oh man, Kickstarter. Yeah, fucking Israel though is like, I don't know. I don't want to. We're gonna get fucking crucified if we talk about Israel.
Wouldn't you say, honestly, though, that South Korea is probably the more sensible of the Koreas?
I don't disagree. I don't think anyone disagrees in the world except for like Kim Jong Un. And
People
even him, like honestly, who's he gonna fucking argue with?
People on my Facebook status.
Oh, right.
Yeah, America is
God.
clearly the antagonizer in this situation.
Yeah, America, they're just defending themselves with nukes that they're not allowed to have. You see, that's how it works.
That's how the world works.
I saw a communist on Reddit talking about how North Korea, if the imperialist Americans didn't threaten to invade North Korea, that they would be like the most technologically advanced country on Earth.
Oh yeah.
Because that would make sense.
I think that if you're a country on the planet Earth, you've never nuked anybody, you're a pussy bitch. And guess what? Haha, motherfuckers.
Canada used to have nukes. Surprisingly.
Used to, now you're cucks.
Well, yeah, I think it is kind of ridiculous that the UN, America, China, Russia, the UK, and France were like, all right, everybody else has to get rid of their nukes. We're allowed to keep them. That doesn't make any fucking sense.
Not really, no.
I didn't get that, how that was a thing. They were like, yeah, we're allowed to, have nukes, but nobody else, even if you already have them. South Africa, get rid of your nukes.
Who would trust South Africans with nukes?
Well, no, they were white. Remember, South Africa was a white country?
Doesn't matter what color you are, you're fucking Africa. Fuck you.
No, not at all. Africa at one point was great because you had, South Africa, which was, run by, oh, fuck, I'm gonna sound like a goddamn racist. You almost got me to go down that direction, Kyler.
Almost.
You almost got me into a snafu there, but you'll never get me. You'll never get me. You're close. I almost took your bait. Almost went in on that one and got myself ostracized from the community in the world.
Although I will say, to vouch for your character, you are one of the most proponents for how colonization was bad for Africa.
Yeah, surprisingly, because I'm also a huge douchebag when it comes to political correctness and just making racist jokes and shit. And yet I'm a huge proponent of the fact that colonialism did kind of fuck a lot of Africa up.
I mean, it did. You convinced me, at least.
Yeah, I mean, some countries have handled it much better than others, though. A lot. Because there's some countries in Africa that really a big part of the truth is that in Africa there's a lot of countries that shouldn't be countries. They just are failed states. They shouldn't exist.
What was it
there's a lot of countries
Darfur or something?
What?
Darfur or something?
South Sudan. Nah, that's not even that's not even that bad compared to
Chad?
Yeah, no. Wait, what? No. Chad isn't that bad. No, Gambia and Western Sahara. Countries like Chad may be bad compared to the rest of the world. When it comes to human what do you call it? The human development scale. But they're not failed countries in the way that what do you call it? The Gambia and Western Sahara are literally failed states. In that they don't work. They barely function as countries. There's generally political reasons why they're even countries. There's no actual reasons.
True.
It's it's really stupid. It doesn't make any goddamn sense. There's a lot of a lot of fail. I think it's like the Middle East too. A lot of Middle Eastern countries, their borders were drawn arbitrarily. So there's a lot. It's like Africa too. There's a lot of land grabs. Because, they're well, this is ours. And they're well, I guess we can't really prove you wrong because, the borders were kind of, randomized.
There's no reference here for us to
Yeah, we have no reference. We have no real reference because our ancestors didn't, have
Whatever you say, boss.
What?
Whatever you say, boss. Alright.
Yeah. Fucking, the Zulus didn't even have the wheel. Or bows.
This brings me back to a tender moment in our podcast history when Wyclef Jean played his guitar for Rwanda.
Oh my god. Why the fuck would he think that was an appropriate thing to say about Rwanda genocide? He sings a song about Rwanda genocide and then at the end of it he's I want to play my guitar for Rwanda. And he starts a fucking guitar solo. Why?
I don't think he thought that out very well.
I don't think Wyclef Jean really thinks about anything.
Does he really have much of a career anymore, honestly? He's
the ambassador to Haiti or something stupid.
Oh wow, what a
Yeah, what a prestigious title. Being the ambassador of nothing, of a pile of rubble.
For the people who eat fucking sand cakes made with butter.
Yeah. The ambassador. You know, it's funny, we went there to help them, and like, people in Haiti were like shooting at UN workers. Even though we were literally there to like help. Like, they were just like, alright, we're gonna shoot at the people that are helping rebuild our country. I saw this one thing, you know, female genital mutilation in Africa?
Yeah.
Most people in the world, you'll find, disagree with it, as, you know, sane people do.
Yes.
And there are a couple African American, like, scholars who are trying to say that it's imperialism to go to for the UN to like go to Africa and say like don't cut these girls like clitorises off, and they're like that's just a form of imperialism to tell them like that their culture is like inferior, and it's like you know what, if your culture is like cutting girls' genitals off like apart, then yeah, it's inferior. Sorry, like, we're gonna draw that line. Like there's a big fucking line in the sand that we're drawing right there. And I don't give a fuck if you like it or not.
Okay, so circumcisions, you know, is bad. That's my stance on it, at least. You shouldn't force that choice upon somebody before they can even make the choice for themselves.
I mean, as a guy, I'm glad I'm super circumcised. I'll say that.
But that it's different by cutting the clitoris off.
Yeah, that's way different because for girls, there's no benefit of doing it.
No,
it's like dangerous.
It discourages masturbation, I guess, maybe.
Yeah, it discourages fucking nothing. Stupid shit. I don't know. Whatever they believe. Whatever the reason they do it is.
That's how they justify it, I think. I think. You can fact check me on that at some point, but I think that's what the reason is. But it's just like, yeah, it discourages masturbation, but also discourages like having kind of sexual pleasure. Because like vaginal stimulation is fine and all, but a lot of women get like the most pleasure from clitoral stimulation.
Yeah.
And it's kind of bullshit. Like that pisses me off that happens. Like that goddamn. The culture's shit.
Yeah, like if that's your only defense is that we're like being imperialists by telling you maybe you shouldn't like cut like girls' genitals apart, then your argument is stupid. Like
maybe they should just fuck off.
Yeah, maybe you guys should just accept that your culture is not like if that's what it encourages in that one situation, it's probably not great.
It's probably a sewer.
Yeah, like I'm okay with having your culture, even though like we've talked about how like a lot of modern groups that have their culture are just mocking themselves.
Yeah. Like
when I was in Mexico and like every fucking corner store was selling these big sombreros that like very clearly,
like caricatures.
Yeah, like caricatures. Like Mexico has become a big caricature of itself. Like tacos apparently or burritos aren't even Mexican from what I've heard.
No.
But like they sell them everywhere there.
Because they're fucking good though. That's beside the point.
Yeah, like they're like a Texan, like Tex-Mex thing.
Hey, that's a different point. I will say like cultural mixing, like American being hold of like Mexican style of like ingredients and stuff like that, results in like for instance, the burrito.
Yeah.
Like
Tex-Mex is amazing.
And like Mexico even likes it too. Like everyone loves burritos. They're great.
It really was like they really have mocked their own culture. The same with like Native Americans have really become like a mockery of their proud culture.
I feel like that might be hurtful to some people, but like it's not that I'm saying that from like a negative place. It's from like I want you to do better.
Yeah, it's like I get keeping your culture, but like when you almost try to keep your entire like culture behind, it's probably not great to do.
And I feel like a lot of times people like that still do those things because they don't really, maybe they don't understand the importance and like the meaning of it as like an ancestral thing.
Yeah,
they feel alienated from typical like white society.
Yeah.
White, you can be any color, and mainstream American society, you feel alienated. So you do these things because you're different, but you don't know what to do. So you just do what everyone else does and like make fried bread and like drink Listerine.
Yeah. Oh man, you know This is great.
Good stuff.
Big fan. Fuck, what was I rambling on about him? Oh yeah, the culture thing. I think that like Africa, a big argument that I've heard, like that's a big argument against any infiltration. Like literally, like people will be like, hey, maybe you shouldn't commit genocide like to like Sudan, and people will be like, oh, don't tell them how to run their country. That's imperialism.
Hey Sudan, don't rape.
Yeah, don't rape, and they're like, oh, imperialism, but it's like, no.
Stop raping,
No,
please.
not imperialism. Like, don't, like, bad Sudan. Bad Rwanda.
You say imperialism, I say basic human rights.
Yeah. Yeah, I say maybe don't stab women in the clitoris.
Definitely not. That's a no-no.
Oh, fuck, that's funny.
That's a big goof to do that. That's quite the gaff.
Goof. Quite the gaff. Quite the gaff. No more goofs and gaffs. Fuck. You know, like, I feel like North Korea doesn't seem to get that their, like, military appliances, like their jets and shit, are, like, 50 years old. I don't think they understand that concept.
Like,
of, like
I think the fact that they have these things makes them feel important, but like when the reality of it is, they don't understand fully the implications of like.
Yeah, I'm
the
pretty
fact
sure
that
their air force is like equivalent to like I don't know, like South Africa maybe. Like, well, no, they have more numbers, but like actually no, South Africa has like Gripens, which are pretty modern. Like you could look at like the Angolan Air Force. I'm gonna look this up, and it would probably be equivalent technology wise to fucking North Korea.
I guess, like, well, basically, like, at the end of the day, like, hold on, I had a point, but I forgot. Like, they're just gonna get wrecked. Like, any kind of, like, wartime situation with any country that's worth a shit, like America, or, like, Russia, or whatever, even, like, China, they're gonna get, like, decimated, like, instantly. Sure, they could probably, like, preemptively, like, shell South Korean places. That's a problem, obviously.
I'm pretty sure, like, Australia could probably take them.
I bet the entirety, and it's like if you got every drunk bogan in Australia, it's like in a group and like give them an assault rifle, they could take down North Korea. give them a bottle of Victoria Battler and like fucking. Goddamn.
All I think we need to do is just, if we really want to fuck them up and get them to stop, is You cut them off. You don't just say, oh, yeah, we're going to inspect your ships when they go in. You say, no more ships, no more planes, cut them off. You're not allowed to fucking leave. We're going to starve you. You're getting starved. Like, you fuck off with your shit or you're going to die.
Weren't those called
It's harsh,
sieges?
but it's like, it's encirclement. It's a good idea.
Oh, I think, like, back in, like, medieval days, people had castles and stuff. They had, like, I think it was referred to as a siege. I'm not sure. Where they just, like, cut off everything and, like,
it's a war of attrition. That's a war of attrition. It was done during sieges, yeah. It's... Basically, we could do that, and I guarantee you that, like, North Korea would probably start to listen to reason if they were literally... Because the more people that starved there, if we cut them off, and they would start realizing, like Kim Jong-un is not all-powerful, and they would probably start revolting.
Yeah, because you'd be fucking, like, really brainwashed in order to believe that anyway.
Yeah, but as soon as the food stops coming, because a lot of them are already starving to death now, is when I think you would realize that...
But you're right, though. I think it would take a very catastrophic event like that to convince them finally that, yes, this person doesn't fuck they're doing, they're crazy. Like,
yeah.
They're only in power because of nepotism, that's it.
Kim Jong-un... Do you know that Kim Il-sung, the leader of Korea during the war, had a baseball-sized lump on his neck, so he always got photoed from a different angle.
Huh.
Look it up. Look up Kim Jong... What?
Like he wore a scarf or something, or like had like a hat on it.
Let me look it up. It's really fucked up looking. It was like a tumor, I think. I think that's what they said. It's a tumor.
It's not a tumor.
Wasn't in so many photos, but you know.
Also, while there's a quiet moment, I want to interject real quick, and it's a little segment I want to introduce. It's called the worst Facebook page of the week, and so far that nomination goes to Feminist Doggos.
That's pretty bad, but have you seen Communism Will Come Back in Australia?
I oh god, I don't want to see
Communism
it.
will win in Australia.
Listen, Ethan.
Yeah.
Whenever I was a very angry person, a lot of times the veins in the side of my head would pop up and like start like pulsating, and that's when you knew I was mad. That doesn't happen a lot anymore, but just thinking about what that page has on it, I'm already just like, almost as bad as feminist doggos.
Oh god. Oh man.
Also, since I'm throwing opinions out really quick, rapid fire. Speaking of fire, I hope Amy Schumer dies in a car fire.
I don't even disagree with you.
Good.
Oh man. I gotta look at that. I've heard of it being shitty, but I gotta look at it to really get it. Feminist doggos is. Wait, I can't. Does it have 1,700 likes?
Do what?
Does it have 1,700 likes?
I hope it doesn't.
No, is that the one though? Or is it way bigger than that?
Oh, last time I saw it, I had like 700.
Oh man. Oh, they took a picture of fucking Degeneracy Today, my buddy's page. They took a screenshot, and they're. Oh man. I like how all their comments are just people calling them idiots.
Yeah, they've gotten a lot of massive backlash because it's just a bunch of like I'm not one to like be like a red pill conservative a lot of time, but like this is like blatant like cultural Marxist propaganda.
Cultural Marxism isn't even like tinfoil shit anymore. It's like a real thing.
I know. The problem is though, it's like the people like who are in the like people who are cultural Marxists have like painted this picture of people who are opposed to it as like being like this certain person. That's not true. Like a sensible fucking person can tell you cultural Marxism is some kind of weird like ulterior like media agenda.
I think like I don't know. Like I hate pages like that. I have to tell myself that like. People have different opinions to me, which is okay, but then I see people say, like, I hope all Trump supporters fucking die, and it's like, God, man, I can't believe those people exist.
That, like, they don't, it's like, I told you before, it basically is just a massive case of, like, cognitive dissonance, because, like, human beings, I think, innately look for a good versus bad side. I think that, like, what happens is the media, like finds these people and, like, plays them like a fiddle, because like they'll think they're the good guy and like they're fighting for a cause. In reality, they're just fucking off the rails. Like I'll just read some stuff from feminist doggos, like, and it's just, oh, okay, here we go. The wage gap exists. You can get angry if you want, but you can't fight facts. What facts?
Who posted that?
The wage gap can be explained by one. Feminist doggos.
Oh, fuck off.
The wage gap can like, okay. Listen, like if you're listening to this and you think the wage gap is real, let me tell you something.
It's not.
Women do not do the same work as men for less pay. That's not how it works. It's averages at
or else I would hire like women for a company.
Yeah, like if the wage gap was real, why would you ever hire men? That wouldn't make sense from an economic standpoint. Like, are you fucking thinking? Are you thinking with your brain?
How long ago did they post it? I'm looking for it.
March 14th, 3:25 p.m. It's an image macro with a dog, and it says, "Why did boy dogs earn more than girl dogs for the same work?" They don't. Like, first of all, if any of these people have...
Yo, link me, because like I'm trying to find it.
It's not that big of a deal.
No, I really want to see the comments and shit.
Well, it's on there somewhere. It just keeps
scrolling
down.
I see it. Yeah.
It's not that far down.
At least everyone is like making fun of this page. I think it's a troll though.
No, it's a teenage girl that runs it. It's been confirmed.
I like how everyone is just making fun of them.
Yeah, but like back to my original point though, like the supposed wage gap comes from an average, like the fact that there's more male skilled workers because they go into fucking science, technology, engineering, and math things, and women who are angry and have issues go and get gender studies degrees and other useless shit that doesn't pay any money. So you're gonna have why would anyone pay you money for that?
The admin of this page looks like a fucking monkey that they attached hair to. Like, the wage gap maybe is real in countries where they're, like, shitholes. Like, you know, where women just got rights to work. But, like, you know what I mean? Like, second world countries, that kind of shit.
It's not... I think people have ever even had a job. If they, even putting that fact out there, if they had a job, like, I guarantee you that they did not get paid less than a man. Like,
you know what I'm going to do? Next time a girl says, like, to me that the wage gap is real, I'm going to say, why do you fucking care? You don't have an advanced degree. You work at McDonald's. You get paid the same as men there.
Exactly. People just want, like, issues, like the patriarchy, quote unquote. Like I'm sorry. Like I know, like, sometimes it feels like the world's against you. Sure, everyone feels like that sometimes. But there is not an invisible, like, force of men that are responsible for your shortcomings. You are.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what your gender or sex or trans, what the fuck ever you identify as an attack helicopter, you are responsible for your own shortcomings. Nobody else is. Maybe if you're a child and, like, you're put in a safe situation, like, so let's say, like...
No, this is a troll. This page is a troll. I just read a comment. This page is a fucking troll.
What does it say?
You're acting like anyone can just go work. People like me, people who have more mental illnesses than you can count on your privileged fucking hands, aren't able to work. I'm sorry I'm too fucking bipolar to function in the society you able-bodied assholes created. Yeah,
No, people like that do exist, though.
I don't believe you.
No, I see them on comments.
I don't believe you, Kyler. This can't.
No, the people exist like this. They're like entitled fucking babies. I am fucking diagnosed bipolar, and I have a job.
I say shit like that, like, because I can work. It's just that I can't work at the same times as some people can, because I have a sleep disorder. But I can still work.
Medical condition. They don't.
Yeah, like even if you're bipolar, you can still work. That makes no fucking sense. I have a sleep disorder, and while I may not be able to get a job or work at 9 a.m., I haven't really tried recently, I can still do it at the right time. I'm still able to work. I hate those people.
You also don't blame an invisible force that you imagine to be responsible for this shortcoming that you have.
Yeah, I work fucking hard to try and get fucking my life together. And you may fall apart a lot, but I fucking try to hate people like that.
It's legitimate medical. Like, you have a legitimate medical condition. You know, like, it's not like it's something you made up. It's something you actually...
How much time have they diagnosed themselves?
You can't diagnose yourself with fucking...
No, I'm making a joke. Yeah, like...
The people that self-diagnose, like, I'm sorry that's redundant, themselves with PTSD and stuff on Tumblr, like need to be put in, like, an actual situation that causes them stress, because I've lived in a crime-ridden house. I lived in a trap house. I've had a gun pulled on me in the past, like, year. And I don't have PTSD. I would never claim that, because people who have actual problems have PTSD. People like soldiers and people who have been, like, brutally raped and, like, beaten and shit, they have PTSD. Not me.
Yeah, I think that... Oh, man.
I think it's sick that people do this kind of stuff, because you're also cheapening the image of people who actually have these things, because they're real things that affect people. Like, they're actually really bad.
Oh yeah, if I come out and tell somebody I have a sleep disorder, I'll get, like, some Tumblrina telling me they have it and stuff, and, like, and then I'll go on their Facebook and I'll see them posting every single day about depression and stuff. I may post depression memes, but I don't, like, make a status every day about how depressed I am.
Like, they might have a sleep disorder because they're fucking on Tumblr all night reading some, like, really fucking horrible, like, liberal propaganda.
Like, I catch shit from everybody. Having a sleep disorder is one of the hardest ones to have, because, like, people treat you like shit when you have one because they think it's your fault and that it's not a real thing.
Yeah.
That's one of the biggest disorders, where people will treat you like it is completely your fault.
And also, like, I guess a broad point would be, like, people don't realize that minds are easily shaped. If you're not a strong-minded person, you're influenced constantly by media, people online, pushing an agenda or a thought or some kind of, like, you know, motive, and they don't have your interest in mind. They don't care about, like, what you, like, actually need or want.
Having, like, mental illness in general gets stigma, but, like, telling people that you have a sleep disorder makes them think that you are just a lazy sack of shit.
Yes, and, like, if like, I don't watch television. I don't. because all television is like I think it's I think like
I
you
watch
should
like some Netflix shows and stuff, or
yes
old shows.
like actually like actual productions made to like entertain somebody. I will watch those. I watch YouTube videos. I watch informational things. I watch the news. I don't watch cable TV because of commercials and the fact that like having that kind of ability to like broadcast an image or like an idea across that far of a thing is dangerous to me. Like I think that's like a tool that could be easily used to manipulate the populace. I might sound paranoid, but I think to a certain like even commercials though, like they use very subtle ways and very like small things to entice you to go buy
Oh
a
yeah,
product. And to me that's scary because I don't want to be subjected to that
the media.
at
Yeah,
all.
no, television is full of that shit.
It's evil like to me. Like I don't want to sound crazy or anything. I just think that like television like isn't inherently evil, but the way it's being used nowadays, it could be used for way more useful and like productive things and like making money off.
I feel like people, like women, like a lot of women think that corporations are these like fucking like super villain groups that meet in the woods in the middle of the night to talk about how they're going to oppress women next. Like,
Yeah,
or like Bernie fans think that corporations are like some supervillain group that meet in the woods to talk about how they're gonna like fuck over the common man. The corporations aren't like evil; they're just trying to make money. That's the definition of what they do. Sorry if they don't give a shit about you. That's not their job.
no, their job is to make money.
That's like Martin Shkreli jacking the drug prices, even though that did have a reason. Like, people who jack drug prices aren't doing it because they think it's like always good, like Pfizer does it. It's because their job is to make money.
It's fucking smart to do
That's
it.
their only job. That's the thing.
It's smart. That's what it boils down to. It's a good move. Like Martin Shkreli jacking the price of Davaprem was a good move. It was smart because what the people like being stuck with the cost. That's the thing people didn't understand. The media, even the media didn't understand this. Like Congress didn't even understand this. The price jacking was to target large companies who could afford it, like insurance companies. Who, like, honestly, I think Martin Shkreli perceived to be greedy in some way, and that was his way of sticking it to them, because the very, very small fraction of people who suffer from AIDS or HIV or whatever, and like it was also for like it wasn't even for that. It wasn't for HIV or it wasn't a vital drug, quote unquote. It was for toxoplasmosis in those people. The very, very tiny small percentage of people most definitely have insurance, because if you have HIV or AIDS, you probably have insurance at that point in time. And even if there is a small fraction of people who are subjected to this certain situation, very bizarre situation, toxoplasmosis and AIDS, they could actually contact Martin Shkreli. He has various methods of contacting him. You
Yeah,
call him
you
to
can
his
call
live
him.
stream. You can message him on Twitter.
Yeah,
And
like
ask
I've talked to him, so if I can talk to him, I'm sure if you're a
talk to
patient,
him.
you can.
Exactly.
Wait, what? Yeah,
You
like
talk. You could have asked for Davaprem and got for free. Like,
yeah,
people,
that's something
people
I
just,
really
like,
fucking want.
I think what we're seeing now is like the society is like maybe like American society as a whole and like in places like early self-righteous, and they look for like things to jump on to make themselves feel good.
Yeah. Also, this podcast got like really fucking serious. Holy shit.
Yeah, it got a little
Holy fuck,
serious.
did we ever get serious? Oh, it is true though. People really do shit on like mental illness is getting better, but people really shit on it still, and it pisses me off.
Yeah, I mean, I listen, like for instance, like I don't look for pity whenever I have bipolar, I have manic episodes, I have depressive episodes. I don't go on social media. I'm just like, ooh, I'm bipolar. Treat me special. I'm a fucking
Yeah, like
like
I
no.
post like people when I've talked about this before, and people are like, "Well, you post those suicide jokes all the time," and I'm like, "Yeah, but those are like they are like based on a part of me that is depressed and wants to die, but like most of them they're just jokes. They're from a dark sense of humor,
And
but they're still jokes. I'm not
people
actually like
cope with
crying
things with
for
humor
help.
too. Yeah, people cope with things with humor. Like that's how
Yeah.
you have to do it. That's the best way. Like laughter is the best medicine in some ways. Obviously, not if you have cancer or something. You can't laugh that off. But if you're
Well,
feeling
although it's probably better to to be in like a good mood when you have cancer than like what do you call it, than being really depressed, because depression does have physical effect now.
it
Like
does.
they've proven that it is very bad for you. Like people with depression and most mental illness in general, even if they don't commit suicide, they have significantly lower lifespans than the average person.
Yeah, that's true. It's just I don't know. I think society's a mess.
Society can suck my dick.
Yeah, I'm really not a fan of it anymore. If people say people who say they want to live in a cabin and get off the grid are obnoxious. And
Those
they're
people are really
obnoxious, but
big faggots. Because I do like the internet like a lot, obviously, but like
yeah,
instead of a cabin, I'd rather just like have like we talked about this, like having a streaming house, and just that kind of shit. Like, and you know what I mean?
yeah.
That's different. But those people that are like, I want to live off the grid, I'm like, you've never even chopped wood.
You wouldn't know what the fuck to do in the woods.
Yeah, you would. I want to raise the Kickstarter campaign to buy a helicopter so we could drop those people in the fucking woods with a knife and and a piece of flint.
They would likely die.
Yep. Good.
Colder.
That'll show them.
Like
We'll show
I'll
them.
pretend I'll pretend to not live off of the benefits of society, like Mars society, like technology, cars, easily
Yeah, my
accessible.
life. Sorry that I don't want to like die at the age of 30, living in the woods.
Those anti-vaxxers will see to it their children live to like 25.
Yeah.
Get
Oh
that.
man. You know, a bunch of people are capitalizing on this Bernie Sanders anti-Trump shit on Kickstarter, and it's hilarious.
How so?
Just making like Bernie soap, a board game called like Billions to Bust, where you try to lose your billions as fast as you can, and you choose to be like Donald Trump or well, he called it Donald Chump.
Oh, zing.
Yeah, so that he wouldn't get sued. I
Oh.
guess I don't know.
I was gonna tell you earlier. I saw some like thing. I don't know what exactly it was, but it was like I think vaguely anti-Bernie Sanders, and this guy typed out like this long, drawn-out opinion, like thing about how like taxing the rich
Did
and
you
stuff.
post this?
No, no, no. It was
Oh.
like it was some page, some comment I was reading.
Yeah.
Like basically, this guy was like, he's gonna tax a rich man and give us like all kinds of good stuff from it. Like, and like I posted it, like I commented. It was like a very long, like verbose, not very articulate, but verbose, definitely. Comment like basically like saying like Bernie's gonna do this, that, and like I'm like, listen, Bernie Sanders, you can't just tax the rich. He's Bernie Sanders. He's not Robin Hood. He's a politician. And also, if
Yeah,
you
like
tax,
people don't seem to get that rich people are people as well.
yeah, and like I was saying too, like if you tax the rich, he's not going to do just that. He's going to raise taxes across the board for
He is,
everybody.
yeah.
To pay for these things.
And also, taxes hurt the middle class more because rich people can just like use loopholes to not pay taxes.
Exactly, they're rich enough to find like loopholes. They can afford legal teams and accountants and stuff. And
Yeah,
all that
there's
stuff.
what people don't seem to get is that taxes are we need a tax rate that rich people are willing to pay.
Yeah, exactly. Because I told him too. This is the last point I made. I was just like, basically, if you tax the rich, they're gonna leave.
Yeah, you need to make a tax rate where it's more convenient to just pay the taxes than leave.
Because you can tax rich people, that's fine, but it has to be fair. Like
Yeah.
you can't just take like 90% of somebody's fucking income.
Yeah, like they did in World War II. That was still the
Yeah, no.
marginal rate, but still ridiculous. They asked Bernie what he thought of that, and he said he thought it was a good idea to tax 90% of income over a certain amount, like over 10 million a year.
I bet he did say that.
What would even be the point? Say you earn 11 million in a year, and you only get 100,000 out of that million. Like that's fucking insane. You still get $10 million, so there are always people that are like, well, yeah, but they still get 10 million. It's like, yeah, but they should be allowed to keep most of that. This is more about freedom than like anything. It's a
Exactly.
matter of principle.
And some people just don't have any principles.
Yeah, I called my principal a Nazi once. In like middle school when I was an edgy little faggot.
Yeah. I think we all were at one point in time.
Yeah, you still are because you're ugly. I don't know.
That's
I don't got this podcast got so serious that I don't know what the fuck to say. We're at like an hour. I think we're pretty much good.
Yeah, I think
This might be
yeah.
okay. I'll say this. This may be a lacking episode. Not that anybody watches our fucking full podcast anyway. But our next two I have plans for already. I got to run this by Kyler, but they'll be way better. I want to do one that focuses on spooky shit, and I had another idea. We'll get to it.
Maybe we can maybe we can like attack those ghost hunting programs.
Oh
like,
yeah, that'd be good. All right. Well, yeah.
John Edwards.
John Edwards. Oh boy. Well, yeah. See you next podcast, the Zero people.